The US-China trade dispute is starting to have consequences. Trump is more worried about Michael Cohen's criminal case than he is about the Russia investigation. And AMLO's top advisor says he will not reverse energy reform. Hello and welcome to today's edition of Mexico News Network's Breaking News Business. I'm Elliot Bullman. Let's go with the information. US tariffs on foreign steel and aluminium went into effect last month. And China's retaliatory duties on more than 100 US imports, including pork, fruit and wine, kicked in soon after. Economists expect the dueling taxes to have a relatively limited impact on the overall US economy. But they say the measures will touch most parts of the country and lead to higher prices for everything from televisions to vitamins. For certain industries like agriculture, aerospace and manufacturing, the effects could be severe. For some firms, the measures are welcome. Companies such as US Steel have announced plans to expand their operations, bringing on hundreds of workers. Their customers, many of them manufacturers located in the Midwest, are worried, however. They say US tariffs have already increased demand for domestic steel, which accounts for the majority of the metal sales in America, driving up prices for firms reliant on steel-based parts. Hundreds of firms have asked the Commerce Department for exemptions from the US steel and aluminum tariffs, including Wisconsin-based Seneca Foods Corp. The firm, which makes its own cans to support a large fruit and vegetable processing business, started importing coils of tin-plated steel just a few years ago, after domestic supply became uncertain. President Trump has said he's confident that confronting China will lead to a stronger US economy and tried to reassure those who are worried. The people whose livelihoods are caught up in the dispute are hoping the president is right. In other news, President Donald Trump is apparently more unnerved by the rapidly developing criminal case surrounding his lawyer, Michael Cohen, than he is about Robert Mueller, the special counsel overseeing the Russia probe. Federal investigators confirmed on Friday that Cohen is indeed under criminal investigation. It's the latest development to come after an FBI raid on Cohen's home and office last week. Agents collected electronic devices and documents in the raid. It's part of a broad investigation into Cohen's business dealings and may also include his role in non-disclosure agreements with women who claim to have had affairs with Trump and Cohen's unofficial role in Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. The wide-ranging criminal investigation into Michael Cohen is said to have left President Donald Trump more rattled than the Russia investigation being conducted by special counsel Robert Mueller. Federal investigators in New York are looking into years' worth of Cohen's business dealings, as well as lawyering he did for Trump as his long-term personal attorney, fixer and confidant. The FBI collected a trove of Cohen's devices and documents in the Monday raid, which is primarily focused on Cohen's business and personal affairs that are unrelated to his work as an attorney. But because Cohen is so closely connected to Trump, the development apparently has the president bracing for the worst, the New York Times reported on Friday. The Cohen matter being unrelated to Mueller's Russia investigation and the obstruction probe into Trump, the FBI raid on Monday infuriated the president and reportedly prompted him and his lawyers to scrap plans for a sit-down interview with Mueller. Moving on. A top business advisor to leading presidential contender Andrés Manuel López Obrador has struck a conciliatory tone on the populists' attitude towards Mexico's energy reform, according to a media report. Alfonso Romo, a business tycoon from northern Mexico, said López Obrador's government wouldn't change any laws around the energy reform, saying the contracts have been well done. We won't reverse the energy reform, he said, referring to the billions of dollars of contracts at stake. AMLO, as López Obrador is known, spooked the energy industry last year by stating he would review the oil contracts won in the current administration if elected president, generating fear within Mexico's fastest growing industry. The country's oil sector only reopened to private competition in 2013, after state-owned Petróleos Mexicanos held a monopoly over crude production since 1938. Now his main advisors are out to calm industry fears. It would be an error for the next administration to cancel all that has been accomplished in this one, Abel Ibert, chief economic advisor for López Obrador's administration, said in an interview in Mexico City. We're changing the perception that we're closing the door on the energy reform and all the economic benefits it has provided. López Obrador, a leftist who holds a double-digit lead in almost all polls, has threatened to tear up the major oil and gas reform and review the contracts already given out to look for signs of corruption. Foreign investors and energy companies are paying close attention to what might happen ahead of the July 1st vote. And finally, let's take a look at the markets. The Mexican peso decreased 0.0355 or 0.2% to 17.9997 from 18.0352 in the previous trading session. IPC Mexico decreased 14 points or 0.03% to 48,768 from 48,783 in the previous trading session. This was all for today. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Elliot Bullman. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Google+, and log on to MexicoNewsNetwork.com for more information on Mexico and the world. Until next time.
Síguenos en nuestras redes sociales. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, solo por México News Network Televisión.